Supergirl is currently out in the theater. Is it as bad as people are saying? We're going to let you know. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Fly By Night Reviews. I'm your host Kiren.
I'm Dom.
Today, me and Dom are reviewing Supergirl. This one was directed by Craig Gillespie and starring Millie Alcock. But before we start, make sure you like and subscribe below. Dom, what did you think?
Thought it was good. I love this movie.
Yeah,
It was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I agree. If you saw our first reaction video, we were a little skeptical because, we kind of saw a lot of...
Negativity swirling around the movie.
Yeah, and, in hindsight, I'm actually kind of glad that I did because this kind of movie is proving that, critics or audience, doesn't really matter. It's like whether you like the movie or not, and that's the thing that matters. And I really love this movie. I thought it was a pleasant surprise because this was the first movie outside of James Gunn doing Superman, and it's introducing Supergirl who hasn't been on the screen since the 80s.
Right. Well, we had a little bit in the Flash, but yeah, nothing really fleshed out, and that was kind of like an alternate version. But yeah.
yeah. I mean, I honestly, I kind of liked the portrayal of Supergirl in the Flash too.
Oh yeah, so did I.
That was
one of my favorite things about that movie was Supergirl in that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, kind of didn't work out with the whole, the Snyder universe and all that stuff. But what can I say? Millie Alcock kills it as Supergirl. I was familiar with her from the House of the Dragon, and when they announced her as Supergirl, I was pretty stoked because she's a pretty well-rounded actress, and she looks the part as well. I know there's a lot of controversy on her looks and saying that she
yeah, well, the people who are always complaining about that kind of stuff, it's like you take out one frame out of a whole scene, and it's just like you just happen to get that perfect storm of a bad look, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, with the technology now, you can just pause any kind of freeze frame anything and sort of just put your own narrative to it. But I looked past all that negativity, and I was really looking forward to this movie. But the movie, the beginning of the movie, was very, very fast paced.
Yeah.
The story, I feel like a lot of people were saying the story was kind of not great, but honestly, I think it served the purpose. It was very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Crypto gets shot with a poisonous dart or weapon, right. And then Supergirl has to find the antidote, which is on the villain's
person.
Person. So it's a real simple story, and they kind of throw in Eve Ridley, who plays Ruthie, which I kind of liked her character a lot.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of has she's trying to get revenge from the villain Krem, killing her parents, and it's
that character could have been easily just completely annoying, just little side character that's following her around, but no, she actually held her own.
Yeah, so it's kind of a combination, a revenge story mixed in with
ticking clock.
Yeah, crypto was kind of the thing that really made her kind of, okay, I need to do something. But then the story, as the movie goes on, there's a relationship built between them, and
dealing with grief, survivor's guilt, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally. And it kind of mirrors, they're both very similar.
Right.
And I think that really worked well in this movie. And, there's comparisons of Guardians of the Galaxy, which there are moments.
It's going to be outer space, and there's various aliens, so yeah, that's going to draw a comparison, obviously.
Yeah, but you can also say it's Star Wars or, the
Star
Cantina
Trek
scene.
Or, yeah.
But I feel the tone of this movie was a lot darker than Superman, and it was even a little darker than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
So
maybe around the same as probably Volume 3, but yeah, very...
Yeah, close to that for sure. But it was just, it was cool seeing... I don't there's a, I don't want to do any spoilers, but there was a scene where she, she doesn't have her powers because she purposely goes on these planets that are with like red suns, so
Right.
she can't use her superpowers, so she can get drunk, and
Feel something other than, yeah, her superpowers.
yeah, she's still dealing with the loss of Krypton and her family and all her people. So they really emphasize that in this movie. And there's a scene where she kind of like gains her powers back, and I was like, yeah, like it was such a cool scene because it was like almost like you're anticipating it, and then it finally happens, and it was like, oh, you like mess with the wrong person. So it was kind of a cool
Right.
little intro to her, like to see her powers on screen. Um, but and there's also, if you've probably seen the trailers or you've seen like little clips online, but Superman does make a little cameo in this movie.
There's a few flashbacks and there's some more stuff that,
And
I'd say it's a little more than a cameo, but not quite as like a supporting role, I guess.
yeah, because there's a lot of flashbacks in this movie
Uh-huh.
to kind of explain, because most of the movies takes place just kind of like
Various planets.
yeah, various planets, but all the flashbacks show Krypton, and they show like her with Superman and all this other stuff. But I really like the whole like fleshing out Krypton and how her family was kind of different from Kal-El's family, and it's sort of like it kind of had a cool world building, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was kind of like Superman. There wasn't a whole lot of world building. It was more of just like introducing him.
You already know the basics of Superman, so they just kind of go at it.
Yeah.
Supergirl, while still she's been around for a while, she's not as well known as Superman is, and the mythos of there, and especially since in the comics there's so many different origins that they've given her, and so yeah.
Yeah, I think this one was loosely based on the Woman of Tomorrow comic, which I haven't read, which I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I know a lot of people were saying that it's completely doesn't follow the novel
right.
or whatever, the comic.
I've seen it both ways. I've seen people complaining that it didn't follow the graphic novel, and I've seen some comments that said it was actually better. I haven't read it either. I was meaning to, but never got around to it.
Yeah, and I think the reality of it is like from a comic book and your imagination, like whatever you see on screen is never gonna like make you happy. You're always gonna kind of imagine something grander in your head, and when they finally come out with the movie, you're gonna be like disappointed, But I dig the darker, like her darker side, because it kind of counteracts Superman's side, which I think going forward in future movies is going to be cool.
Right, yeah. It's a different... They're both on the same side. They just, the different tones and personalities. Very distinct.
Yeah, and then the villain, I'm going to butcher his name. It's like Matthias Schoenertz. He plays Krem.
I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, and I was like looking up his name and I was writing it down. I was like, hopefully... he wasn't the most like developed villain, but he was menacing when he needed to be.
He served his purpose.
Yeah.
He did it. Yeah. It wasn't... You don't need to... I mean, yeah, it's cool sometimes when there's a super developed villain, but sometimes the villain's just evil. And that's exactly what he was.
Yeah, and you have to like really think about, okay, how many villains in comic book movies are really good besides like the Joker and like Thanos and all that stuff. Like,
right.
There's a lot of disposable villains in like the Marvel movies, but this one, it really wasn't about him anyway. I mean, he was a big part of the story in terms of like the motivation, but it really was to showcase Supergirl, as a character
and her journey trying to accept what has gone in her past and all that.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I liked him, and he was like menacing enough where I'm like, he was convincing. Okay, this guy is like up to no good, and he had they had this kind of creepy like kid trafficking kind of angle too.
That too,
yeah, that also added to the the kind
very
of
current.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, overall, I love this movie. But have you guys seen it? Well, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe below. What did you guys think of Supergirl? Have you seen it?
Well, who's your favorite iteration of Supergirl? Did you see the '80s movie? That was the more recent TV show. That's like little part she had in The Flash. What?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. And on that note, we will catch you next time.